I made this record for you to jam, so use it.
From the theme parks to downtown brick streets, from winter garden to sandy bare feet, everywhere the light touches is our kingdom. We're spilling tea and dropping wisdom. Don't worry about missing the headlines. We're here to help. It's the Orlando Shine.
Welcome to the Orlando Shine Show. I'm Brendan O'Connor from the Orlando Shine, and John's out on another adventure, as always, which means...
You know what that means.
We've been invaded by a pest problem. Scotty Campbell, my boyfriend-shaped pest. How you doing, Scotty? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, as if we haven't seen each other.
Yeah, too much. We've been locked up together. I feel like we didn't do much. We've just been
downtime. A little quiet. No, we went to a nice house party for New Year's Eve, and that was fun. Yeah.
I wore my Where the Wild Things Are outfit.
You did, and sat by the fire pit all night,
which was my favorite.
It
was too cold. I didn't put two and two together that it was too cold for you to come outside. I just thought you didn't want to hang out with me.
Yeah, it just wasn't that comfortable to me, so I was out.
You were inside,
yeah, watching the ball drop and all that jazz.
I saw you watching Lady Gaga, and I was like, God, I think that might be the first time he's ever watched Lady Gaga.
Don't out me to the gays.
And you were there all night, and I was like, gosh, she's really into it.
My dislike for Lady Gaga.
I love that. Well, this week we're hanging out in College Park.
We are at the castle, one of our favorite places.
It's been a while.
Yeah. It has been a while.
It has a hot minute, man.
Yeah.
I missed it. But we went on an adventure just recently. We went to the Orlando International Airport to go check out the Chili's before it closed.
We did.
The infamous Stairway to Heaven.
That was a weird experience. It's funny because I never had gone up there before, but then all these friends of ours have shared that they knew about it and went there multiple times. And
my friend Shirag Kambrala, he from Transact Orlando on Instagram, he goes. He loves restaurants. He's always one of the first people through the doors at a new restaurant. Just loves it. And he's got a lot of money, so he'll just drop some cash, But he told me, he was the one that was like, hey, I'm going to Chili's tonight because they're closing. He used to work at Chili's. It was one of his first jobs. He said, do you want to come? And I was like, we already have plans for this evening.
Yeah.
But send me some pictures, which he did, and we shared them. We wrote about it, shared his photos. But given that reaction, I knew we had to go and check it out for ourselves.
Yeah, and it was a fun little adventure. It was just it was weird because, of course, they're closing, so they didn't have a lot of things, and there weren't many people there.
Chips and salsa and hamburgers.
Yeah.
That's all they had.
And although there weren't many people there, but the people who were there were people from Melbourne who'd driven over.
Yeah.
So
a little gaggle of gays.
Yeah.
They drove over to I loved that.
And
because you don't have to go through TSA to get to it. It was like, it's in between the gates.
Right.
The TSA security gates. And you had to take an escalator up. It's like a little second floor thing that's just kind of hanging out over those gates. And then you would have to take one to get down. But you wouldn't have to go through security.
I'm always so busy at the airport doing what I'm there to do, like catch a flight or something, that I haven't paid attention to the fact there's so much there that you can do.
I had never seen that food
without
court.
going. Yeah, we never seen the food court. It's huge.
Yeah, I don't want to linger.
I never had seen it.
I'm that guy that has to get.
But there's all kinds of stuff that you could do just as a person going to the airport.
I always wait to get there until the last minute, and then I need to, I wait too long, and then I have to just run. To the gate and just make sure I'm at the gate.
Yeah.
Or I even walk to the gate first, look at it, make sure it's there. And then I go and get myself
Even
coffee.
if I give myself enough time, I go to have a beer or something, but I'm always near where I can see my gate. As if
it's crazy.
As if it's out of sight.
I didn't know that the name came from Barstool Sports, which is a popular sports group. They do podcasts and things.
Oh, that you mean the Stairway to Heaven reference?
They named it that.
Yeah.
I got that information from our friends at the Orlando International Airport. They sent me a little write-up.
Oh,
Because
cool.
I was trying to find out what's going in it now that it's going away.
did they budge on any information?
No, they didn't budge. Like,
so the rumors abound because we heard everything from offices to another restaurant concept to
the greeter told us that it was going to be.
He was very competent
offices.
too.
Yeah,
and then our server was like, who seemed to know a little bit more than.
Yeah, she knew some things.
Yeah,
and she was like, "Well, no, it's going to be." She thought it was going to be an IHOP.
Oh, right, she did mention IHOP. Yeah,
yeah, which
it
full disclosure, an
Yeah.
IHOP would do really well there.
Yeah,
but she said you can't do 24 hours. The only 24-hour things there are McDonald's. And
but by
else.
whose rule?
What am I smelling? Soap? You smell that? It's a little overpowering. Oh my God.
Well, we're near the restrooms. Maybe it is.
Oh my gosh. I'm having a stroke.
Be okay?
And I'm smelling it's really overpowering.
I don't think you smell soap when you have a stroke, so you're okay.
Well, knowing me, I would. That would be my. Everybody else smells burnt toast or something.
Right.
I'm just like, oh, someone clean their hands, and I die. I think one of the biggest stories this week is coming out of Lake Eola.
Oh, right. Sad news.
Yeah, there's been some swan deaths. And we first heard when a local swanophile, Miss PJ Garcia Marshall, her and her husband are kind of infamous caretakers of swans on Lake Cherokee.
Yes. Right.
And they always go paddleboarding. They look after, because those swans on Lake Cherokee are ones that are wild swans. They've moved in. They're generational from private homeowners. They're not supposed to really be there, but they have found their way, and her and her husband always kind of make sure they're doing okay.
Aren't they the ones that like go back and forth between lakes too, like Lake, not Como?
Well,
yeah,
and there's an issue with swans that move around like that because they carry different diseases that the kept swans at Lake Eola aren't necessarily exposed to,
right?
Because their wings are clipped, they're kept pretty stationary there.
Yeah.
So now we've had PJ, when she first wrote about it, she said there were 13 swan deaths, Scotty.
Yeah.
13. And then it has since been changed to, I believe, 9, and then a couple of other species of birds, water birds in Lake Eola, but they were all found dead. I want to say it was after Christmas, right after Christmas.
Yeah. So there's an issue. So if you're going to Lake Eola, you need to be careful yourself.
Yeah,
because you can help spread it.
Don't walk through bird droppings.
Yeah.
They say keep away from the birds. If you have a pet that's with you, keep your pet away from the animals, which you should anyway.
Yeah,
surely keep your dogs away from those.
You should, and you shouldn't be near the swans harassing them.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Maybe this will be a turning point for the situation there at Lake Eola, because it does feel, I don't know. It seems like it's an overpopulation of swans. It's like kind of gotten out of control. And it seems like it was ripe for something like this to happen.
It'll be interesting to see what happens. I'm working on a story. I think I wanted to do from another angle of like, why do we have to have swans anymore? Like, and what are some other cities that maybe have gotten away from it?
Yeah.
Because it's kind of a holdover from like the City Beautiful movement, but it was like this European inspired movement of having swans at your lake.
Right.
You're more cultured
and
in the city.
Initially introduced by one gentleman, right?
Yeah. And then, but like, do we still need it? And how many people were going to the park then versus now? And how were people engaging with them in a different way than they are now too? And it's so expensive. They're like, it's like what, $5,000 a bird?
Well, initially they weren't at Lake Eola, right? It wasn't at Lake Lucerne where they.
Yeah, because Lake Lucerne was really like the downtown.
But also, at that point, didn't Lake Eola have its own zoo?
Wait, what were we talking about? We were saying
the swans.
And now I'm working on a story because I want to talk to people.
I was mentioning that there used to be a zoo down there at Lake Eola.
Yeah, but have you seen pictures of that thing?
Yeah.
Not a nice look. It looked like a prison.
Well, I honestly, a lot of people anymore don't remember this, but when I first moved here in '88, when you would go to the Sanford Zoo, it looked pretty rough. It was chain link fence and things like that. And it's now of course it's gorgeous, but
and it's going to go through like we're about to go through like a little bit of a do over, not a little bit, like $1 million makeover of Lake Eola, and in the future of Lake Eola, do we have to have 60 swans?
Yeah, it's a
They're-
lot. I
yeah,
mean,
and then-
we've joked often. It's not much of a joke, but the water is just
It's gross.
it's
You can't
it's swan
swim in
poop.
it.
It's just like
Yeah.
no.
And it's literally
Although people have tried,
and you'll get an amoeba. You have to go get inoculations if you're in that
you
water.
do. You have to immediately.
Yeah, but all of that water in there, it's not
But
spring
when you're
fed.
drunk,
When it rains, everything, all
Yes.
of that surface water, all that water that's like trickling over the street, it has nowhere to go but Lake Eola.
Yeah.
Right. So all
Yeah.
that trash that's in there, it comes whenever there's a storm. It's not healthy water, you
No.
know, and it's a stormwater treatment. It's a stormwater drain. And so if we want to showcase it as something different, then they're going to have to change where that water goes. They're going to have to, which is going to cost some money.
Yep.
Right. And I think that needs to be part of the conversation. Do you want that? Do you want the swans? And we need to maybe improve the habitat
Do we know if
and maybe give them a little bit more room between people and the swans.
so? That was originally a sinkhole.
Yes.
Originated as a sinkhole. Is it? Do we know that isn't expanding?
It has. Yeah. Yeah.
We do know.
We do know. It
And
has.
then the seismic
Yeah.
testing.
No.
Because isn't there's apparently in Winter Park that sinkhole?
Well, that's a rumor.
It's a rumor.
It's a rumor, and City of Winter Park will sit on that for as long as they can and as long as they have to. But the reason and I think we've mentioned it because there were rumors that the City of Winter Park purchased Austin's Coffee and those properties because they're too close to Lake Dot, and that they were just preemptively getting ahead of it to just say, let's just make it more park in case it expands. We don't know if there's anything to that.
So no official
But what
word
we do
about
officially know is that the new library and event center, Scotty, those huge windows that they put in are cracking.
Yeah.
And they're saying it's because of the construction.
Shifting, yeah.
No, they're saying it's because it's faulty.
construction.
Yeah, they're blaming it on the architect firm that built it. My gut says that doesn't just happen, and that's a world-class firm that did it.
Yeah.
It's shifting.
Yeah.
It's a wetland, and it's shifting, and it's a massive, heavy structure with huge panoramic windows. And the first thing you're going to notice as that building shifts is that the glass windows, they can't adjust, so of course they're going to crack if the building's moving, right? And
well, I didn't mean to get you off topic with that, but
I love it.
I just kind of wondered if I'd love to see Lake Eola. My dream for Lake Eola is that the park like expands and is more like a Central Park kind of situation. And, so then you don't have, it's like everything, it's kind of a cramped.
That's what they're trying to do with the purchase of those properties around it. Although you'll notice they're not touching the Rosalind Club, which is where all the rich old ladies hang out.
Yeah.
And they're not touching Ted Edwards' really pretty little, it looks like a little story time cottage.
Little cottage, yeah.
Yeah, but they're going to knock down that, what is that, 3-story building?
Yeah, which actually apparently is, I've never been inside, but I've heard that it's gorgeous inside.
I bet. Well, there used to be an interior decorator firm that was upstairs and that used to run. They were higher up at the University Club when it was right across the street.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're doing necropsies on those swans. We're going to find out what caused those deaths hopefully soon. But in the meantime, they do have signs up around the lake saying, it could be bird flu. Don't step in the swan poop. Give them some space. We'll see what's up.
Does it say that on the sign? Does it say poop?
No, it also doesn't say bird flu. It just says, be careful. We don't know what's happening.
We don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
But enjoy yourself.
They're being very good about like, who knows what's wrong, but something's up. Don't step in swan poop. There was a tentative deal that was reached with that hockey strike that we were talking about last week.
Yeah.
The Professional Hockey Players Association announced on Saturday that it had reached a deal with the East Coast Hockey League, and they have ratified the agreement. I've seen that since we wrote about it. So it looks like we're moving forward with some games. I think there's actually a game this weekend with Orlando Solar Bears. They won their first game back. I know that.
Yeah. Well, great.
They're going to make up those ones that they had to miss. I think they only missed 2.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Love to see it. We miss the solar bears.
Yeah, well, and if
even though I couldn't really get a
conditions
statement.
came out of it, yeah, that's a whole other topic, right?
Well, the issue was the strikes were because they were having, the travel times and making them work 6 days a week. They were getting paid a heck of a lot.
They were counting travel time as a day off and things like that.
Brutal, not good enough.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. And then special shout out
Dickens
to team captain Tyler Bird, who's so handsome, even with his missing teeth. He got 200. He was just recognized for having 200 scores, 200 goals in his career with the Solar Bears.
Good job.
He just got a special puck.
And we know he's listening.
Tyler, if you're listening,
congrats.
You're a model, and I want to rub your feet.
Oh, my God.
Mikato's Bakery is coming to the Coop space in Winter Park.
That's very interesting because I like Mikado a lot, but I've never been to one that was
that big. Yeah, gigantic.
Is that big for them too?
I would think so.
Yeah.
I think they traditionally had smaller footprint stores, so it'll be interesting to see how they activate that huge spot over in Winter Park.
Yeah,
the Coop, which used to be run by John Rivers, from Four Rivers Smokehouse. He was running that, and it was like his little pet project because it was the only thing that wasn't like all the Four Rivers, right?
Right.
He liked to have a little chicken restaurant.
I like going to the Coop.
I did too. We went there a few times.
Yeah, we did.
Chicken and dumplings.
We did. Now, but didn't he have, or is this like a known thing? Wasn't there something with the property owner
he didn't own the building, which is kind of crazy to me. If it's John, like, why not? Why don't you own that building, John? What are you thinking? Right? That's the first problem with all these restaurants is the rent goes up because they don't own the building. They get kicked out, or someone sells the building and they want to put their kids, I don't know, CrossFit gym in there. So you got to move out. But they, 2023, they had to move out because the rent went up. And he does it all by some formula. And he was like, well, that's not sustainable, what you're asking. So no, not for what we're doing here.
Yeah.
But so John at the time was saying he wanted to bring the Coop back in another way. I think it's still the fake Coop over at the soccer stadium.
Yeah.
But those chicken things they're dry.
Yeah, those
dry chicken strips.
That's such a great idea, but this whole thing where you have, an outside company doing the food, it just doesn't work.
So Mikato's, it's a locally owned, family-run Colombian baked goods and coffee chain.
Yeah.
They're blowing up. People love them. They specialize in things like empanadas and buñuelos, which I don't know what those are, but I think they're funny little buns. I think those are the buns. And desserts and smoothies, and then coffee that's imported from Colombia and then roasted here in their own distribution center. So shout out to Mikato's. Yeah. People love you, so I guess I do too. And let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about this WFTV piece that just came out about how Thornton Park is kind of thriving right now, while downtown Orlando is not. And a Disney employee that was run over by a errant 400-pound boulder.
Yeah, I saw that.
This episode is sponsored by Legacy Life Project. Fresh starts don't always mean something new. Sometimes they mean finally doing something you've been thinking about for a long time. For many adult children, especially those of us with aging parents, there's a growing awareness that our parents' stories are a gift and that capturing them thoughtfully matters. Legacy Life Project records life stories on film through guided conversations that feel natural and respectful. They focus on voice, personality, and lived experience, the things that make someone who they are. In August of 2023, I traveled with the team to North Shore of Lake Superior in Canada to interview my father. Watching him reflect on his life and meaningful places was incredibly powerful. That film is now something our family will carry forward. If this new year feels like the right moment to take a meaningful step for your family, visit LegacyLifeProject.com. That's LegacyLifeProject.com.
Orange County Library System is bringing another major name to downtown Orlando as part of its Lily and Louise Farr author series. The next event is an evening with author Nicholas Sparks, set for Saturday, January 17th, 2026, at the Dr. Phillips Center for the Performing Arts. Sparks is known for his best-selling novels like The Notebook, A Walk to Remember, and Dear John, many of which were adapted into films. You know the ones I'm talking about, the sexy ones. The Farr Author Series is funded through an endowment created by the late Roger Farr, an Orlando native and longtime library volunteer, in honor of his mother, Lillian Louise Farr. The goal is to bring high-profile authors to Orlando for public conversations and community engagement, all in support of the library. Tickets for the Sparks event are sold through the Dr. Phillips Center, and the library is also collecting audience questions in advance through an online form. For more information, and details are posted on the Orange County Library System website under the Farr Author Series listings. It's Farr with a PH, like Pafat. Orlando Magazine is turning 80 years old in 2026, marking one of the longest runs for any regional publication in Florida. The magazine traces its roots back to 1946 when an ad salesman named Hugh Waters, great name, started a small weekly booklet called the Orlando Attraction. It was aimed at winter visitors and ran just a few months each year, listing local fishing spots, churches, and things to do. Waters and his wife ran the operation from their home and sold ads for just a few dollars apiece. In 1962, the magazine was purchased by journalist Edward L. Prizer, who pushed it toward covering Orlando's growth and development. And over the years, the publication changed names, including Orlando Land Magazine in the 1970s, and officially became Orlando Magazine in 1981. Orlando Magazine says its role has stayed consistent, documenting the region's changes and telling the stories behind the city's identities, from tourism and development to culture and local life. The anniversary story appears in this magazine's January 2026 issue, Orlando Magazine.
I made this record for you to jam, so use it.
And welcome back from the break. This is the Orlando Shine Show. I'm Brendan O'Connor from the Orlando Shine, and with me today is Scotty Campbell.
Hi, everybody.
How you doing, Scotty?
I'm doing good.
Holding tight?
I'm holding tight.
I don't know what that means, holding tight. I don't know why I said that. Like that little cat on the poster. I think we used to say it in the 70s. Yeah, hang in there. Hang in there, kitty.
Hang in there.
Before the break, we kind of teased you. There's some we have some good stories to talk about, but first we have to give a shout out to the Castle Irish Pub here in College Park. That's where we're recording today.
That's where we are. We're right on Edgewater.
And they're really from Ireland.
And yes. Yeah.
Actually, the pub was built in Ireland and then shipped over in pieces and rebuilt here.
Right. There's a company that actually does this kind of thing. We learned through our friends here.
With a bunch of wealthy Irish grandpas that just export Irish pubs around the world. And it's beautiful. They have a little map on the wall that shows where they're from.
Get a little kit and you just add water and
and the boys in charge are super handsome Irishmen, who love soccer. There's always soccer on. If you're looking for a place to catch an international soccer game, come on over here, get some crushed or mushy peas. What's that what they call them? Mushy peas. They do a good fish and chips. What did you get for lunch?
I got the mahi, the grilled mahi.
Nothing
sandwich,
more Irish than a grilled up.
Usually when I come here, I get the bangers and mash. So I really had to force myself to try something different.
Shout out to Miss Sherry, our server. Used to be a talking head on WJRR. If you know who that is, goes way back Phillips File days.
Yeah.
She's here serving fish and chips. Come and say hi and tell her that we spilt the tea. WFTV just did a piece, Scotty. I don't know if you had a time to read it, but it's called Thornton Park Thrives. Thornton thrives as downtown struggles. Basically, this is the gist. And they're talking about how for New Year's Eve, it was the place to be because they even have the orange drop. We've done it before.
Well, once
the street party in Thornton Park.
Yeah. It's nice, but is it the place to be? I don't know.
I think Point Orlando is kind of killing it with New Year's Eve, and then
I think there are so many great options on New Year's Eve. And
Yeah.
but I think more to the point of what that was about was trying to compare the downtown core to Thornton Park, which is also downtown. The article didn't make much sense to me.
Look at you.
Well, no, it was a clickbaiting, and good for them. But
I think the I didn't see who wrote it, but I've seen some things coming out on their social media. Younger journalist, trying and maybe new to the beat here, is really perplexed by that interplay of like what's happening downtown. Doesn't get the whole holistic picture of like the city. It's the city. The city of Orlando doesn't want bars downtown anymore, at least not as many.
Yeah.
And so they've made it inhospitable for those bars. And then right now we're in a phase where they're hoping.
Yeah,
one day
so that's getting
retail
that's getting pushed out. I love Thornton Park, but I mean, that it's not a comparison that makes sense to me. But
why? Because they call it, the Main Street calls it the downtown for grown-ups.
Exactly. So it is downtown. So how are you saying it's thriving, but downtown isn't? It's in downtown.
Got it. How about you can't see that there's like a downtown core versus a Thornton Park Main Street.
Downtown core. I get what we're saying, and I understand.
Then why are
that
you fighting it, Scott?
There are businesses that are, I don't know, because that didn't, why not look at, Ivanhoe
Mills 50.
or Mills 50
something
or,
further, because their juxtaposition, I think, was more anchored on the fact that they have, like when Church Street shut down, those Church Street properties, like Latitudes that used to do the orange drop. I think they were more focused on how the orange had now moved out of downtown and into Thornton Park for New Year's Eve, and that maybe the party had left downtown and had moved to Thornton Park.
No, the party was happening downtown for New Year's Eve. So
yeah, but I do love that they saved the orange drop in Thornton Park. I love that. That's a
used to happen.
Do
they still do it at Disney World? They used to have an orange that dropped there.
I'd love to see. I want to be in Key West one year for it when they dropped the shoe with the drag queen.
I thought you were there one year.
Not for New Year's.
Oh, okay.
No. We met the girl who was in the shoe, and she did a Bjork number, which was great. My brother had never seen a drag show before,
and a drag queen did Bjork. Oh my god!
Like the "It's Oh So Quiet" song. Shh, shh. And flirted specifically to my brother, who was the most handsome man in the bar at that time. And Patrick was beat red, and I think couldn't stand up because he was so excited. Sorry, Patrick, but
that was before the wedding.
That was before the wedding.
We should be clear.
He was freewheeling. Well, they were probably dating then.
They were dating.
Yeah, they were
because
dating.
As long as you and I've been together. You went on that trip before we met.
Yeah. And then we hooked up the first time in their apartment. When I was told that I wasn't allowed to have boyfriends over.
You did not.
That's where you
abide by that rule
with the frog move.
All right. What are we talking about next?
Thornton Park, killing it. We'd love to see it. Disney employee hit by 400-pound boulder at Indiana show.
And this just happened.
It did.
No, so I guess I'm confused because I, for some reason, thought that show wasn't happening anymore.
It paused during the pandemic.
Okay.
But it's back. And then the guy who played the big bad guy in that is now a world famous OnlyFans model.
Oh, gotcha.
Not that I would know.
I don't think that's part of this story, though.
It's not. But if I was going to get hit by a 400-pound boulder, I'd hope it would be him.
On OnlyFans.
So it's it's the Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular. It's at Disney's Hollywood Studios. And they have like the old boulder trick from the movie where he's like running. He's in a temple and then this boulder falls down from the ceiling and it chases him and he jumps down into like a little impression and it rolls over him and he's fine, So they reproduce that in front of a crowd of people who pretend they've never seen it before.
Right.
Or Disney adults who just, are gooning over it every day.
Yeah.
They go every time. But I think this might be the first time it's ever happened. The ball got off the track. And
I find it hard to believe that hasn't happened before.
It did. And it fell off the track and it started rolling towards the audience. And it's a 400-pound ball. And there are all these things on TikTok. They're, again, these Disney adults who've seen it 400 million times.
Right.
It's their favorite thing is to do the same thing every day at Disney
and film it
it for their people. And I saw this one where this girl was like, "That's not normal. This never happens. It's never happens." And then a security guy, Disney employee, just kind of walked over in front of it.
Oh, I thought he looked like he was a part of the. He's a stage
part of the show.
Yeah,
yes, tried to get in front of it and stop it, but it was a 400-pound ball.
Yeah, so it knocked him over.
Inflatable.
Yeah. But he
hit his head on the stage.
Yeah, to his credit, though, he did. I mean, it didn't go out into the audience, which is where it was heading. So.
He saved all those people.
Yeah.
Hurt himself. He saw treatment, but by the end of the show, he came back out with a wrapped head and waved at everybody that he was okay. And,
yeah.
But I bet you they kept him and then brought him to the hospital.
Right. It was like this.
Yeah.
For the show.
Right.
For the show.
What's that movie with a dead body and there's people, they make the body look like it's alive?
Weekend at Bernie's?
Yeah. It was very Weekend at Bernie's, I bet. I bet he was totally passed out. And it was just all these cast members put him on strings.
There's also one with, a weird one with Daniel Radcliffe where he's a dead body.
Oh yeah, and he farts.
He farts.
I haven't seen that one. It's too much for me.
I think I've watched it one time, but
I'm
very
sure
strange.
you did. You watch anything with Daniel Radcliffe ever since you saw him naked in Equus.
I didn't see him in Equus.
You didn't?
No.
I think you watched it enough online that you probably had seen the.
No. I don't think you can find that Equus online.
You don't think
everybody,
so?
No, everybody would know about it. It would be playing in the gay bars.
It'd be you would know if anybody knew where it was.
All
you
right.
would be the one to know where it was. Fox 35 is looking into why there's more Brightline incidents in Brevard than there is in Orange County.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm. It's been hundreds of deaths. I want to say at least over 100.
Yeah,
I don't keep track. But I know there's people in Brevard
wrote about it, right?
I've written about it a couple times. I did a map back at Bungaholer that showed where the problem areas where I did that for Sunrail too. Well, in Brevard County, Scotty, the train runs through like an older, like denser communities like Cocoa, Rockledge, Melbourne, and they're saying that is a little bit different than the stretches it goes through in Orange County. It's just a little bit more rural, most of the routes.
Yeah.
And when they built them in Orange County, because there wasn't as much like urbanness around it, it was easier for them to do better infrastructure, like fencing and elevated tracks that don't like intersect with roads at the street level. So we just have better infrastructure in Orange County than they do in Brevard for it. And they're saying they can't fix it, basically. They're saying it's too many people. There's too many people in the Brevard part along the route. Conflicts will just naturally happen.
Oh, okay.
Which is like,
yeah, not a solution.
Not a solution
at all.
No, like build some more fencing.
So it's not a behavior thing.
I think it's also behavior.
Yeah.
I think that I don't know if I read as much about the behavior part of it as the infrastructure around it. But I would say it's probably a behavior thing in South Florida where you can't tell people how to drive and not park on tracks and,
Right.
Right. We see that.
Yeah.
I think it's taken a long time even just for Sunrail people. I'm starting to see
Sunrail and
people.
even Orange County. I mean, the people
I don't see it as much, but I still see it.
Yeah.
Like someone, I can't with people. If you're going to park your car, if you're going to stop on tracks, any tracks, I don't care.
I have to say, as a youngster, I may have raced a train or two. But,
you did?
Yeah, when I worked at Church Street.
You did?
Yeah, I was getting off late at work, and so I would
on foot.
I wouldn't want to wait in the car. I wouldn't want to wait for the train, so I'd go through the.
You go through when the arms were down.
That's right,
Scotty.
You don't realize
living life.
What's that?
Pantless and fancy free.
That's right.
Oh my
daring.
gosh.
That's what they used to call me.
Speaking
daring
of that,
Scotty.
well, now you can't even. It's good that you didn't get hurt because you can't bring your walker to SeaWorld right now. That's my terrible segue.
There's a segue. There's a segue for you.
Do some archaeology there to get that segue up. SeaWorld Orlando is clarifying its policy that banned rollator walkers with seats.
Rollator.
That's what they call them.
Okay.
Rollator walk.
Okay.
So they're the walkers that have the chair in it.
Oh, okay.
That you can,
Okay.
like, you walk, take a break.
All right.
Right. Or if you're in a lineup, you can sit in it.
So there are probably a lot of people taking them that don't actually need them.
Right.
It's
Or
probably
they park them in weird places or
Yeah.
you're holding up the line because you're sitting in it and you can't get up and move. Like, 'cause you have
Right.
to sit up. You have to stand up and then walk back around the walker and then move, so it holds
Right.
things up. And so they were just trying to ban them at their parks. All SeaWorld parks, like Busch Gardens. But the U.S. Department of Justice opened an investigation into whether or not that violates the Americans with Disabilities Act.
Huh.
So, ADA. So they've been looking
Because
into it.
they care so much.
Well, they got enough complaints from someone whose grandma needs their rollator before she goes on the manta ray
Yeah,
roller
well,
coaster.
and also, you get into that territory. There are people who make a profession out of catching places that
Gosh,
are
that's
not
another-
either abiding or by their rules abiding. I don't know.
That's a whole. We've talked with Mo about that a couple times. There's a story I want to do about it, but nobody wants to go on record. Anyone who's being sued by these people who are going around suing people for not being 100% ADA accessible,
Right.
and these older buildings or like new restaurants, like if your bathroom door is an inch too thin, like you'll get sued by these people. And I want to come up with a whole post about it, but none of these people who are being sued are able to talk about it.
Because these the people who do this are brutal.
Just farming people, crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, SeaWorld saying, they have a new policy, and it says, guests who arrive with a non-permitted walker will have the device stored in a secure area and will be offered a complimentary rollator without a seat or a wheelchair, something that it's easier to comply with their new policies.
Yeah.
So they're not just going to say, no, you can't come in. They're now going to provide you one for free, so you don't have to pay for it. That's what people were all afraid of, too, is like, one, it's expensive to rent them here.
Right.
I have one, so I don't have to rent one. You know, and now you're forcing me to rent one? That's not okay. So, yeah, they're fixing it. But we don't know what the result or the timeline of the DOJ investigation is.
Yeah.
Tanqueray's has officially closed.
They
Tanqueray's
have
Bar downtown. It's been around for 37 years in a basement of the Metcalf building.
been quite. That's been another one. A lot of people just had a coworker tell me that he had made sure to go one last time. He avoided the New Year's Eve because he knew it would be crazy.
Oh yeah,
and that was shall we say, intimate space to begin with. So I can't imagine being there. Like
someone else said they thought it was small, and I don't remember it being small.
Yeah, I felt a little
claustrophobic
sometimes in visiting.
I get that on the end because it's only one entrance and exit.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
But like
We'll talk about
if you would
ADA.
go there for a band, and
How do you get in if you're in a wheelchair?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe
either.
it's grandfathered.
Well, we sent our friend Cole Ditzel. He's an amazing photographer who's doing stuff with us right now. He went the day before the last day on the 30th and took some beautiful photos. Black and white.
OrlandoShine.com.
Yeah, thank you, Scotty. There's one of somebody getting kicked out, which I thought was great. It's kind of blurry.
Well, there was a line that night from his photos.
There's been a line all week, he said, and then they are running, like they had almost run out of everything,
And we don't know what the future is of that space. The landlord did not renew the lease,
right?
Which seems kind of.
It's owned by a
suspicious.
Massachusetts-based company, so out-of-town company that bought the whole building in, I want to say 2023, and didn't renew the lease. And I don't know if that means they just got a better offer from somebody like TMG or something, right? Because they've been known to come in and make offers to take over a lease and open up their own thing if they like a space. And I don't know if they just are working with the city to not have more bar uses. Maybe there was an issue after the water damage that they just, because they had a water leak from the water main that kind of flooded it down there. Maybe they just want to not do something in the bottom, or someone
Right.
wants a little gnome home hobbit house office. We'll see what happens. But yeah,
I could see that.
I can't.
If I were running the building, it'd be like, oh, that'd be a cool place for my office.
100%. That's the same thing with like what might have happened at Chili's. Is somebody was
Somebody
like, "Oh,
wants
this
an
should be
office
my
up there.
office." Yeah, a TSA person was like, "This needs to be my office. It's in between both gates. This is it."
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I want Mo DeWitt to
Again-
make it into a VIP lounge for his VIP people.
For just the Mo people.
Yeah, I'm gonna call him and tell him like, "This is open right now. Nothing official. You could make an offer with another lawyer friend, and it could just be like a lawyer's lounge."
Yeah. It should be like, I feel like it does have that feeling, like it should be like a Delta Sky Lounge
Yeah.
or something like that.
Make
Yeah.
it really cool.
Yeah. And you're like overseeing where all the TSA stuff is. So it's great people watching depending on your seat.
You can also, if you don't want to look at people, you could be looking at manatees right now because during this
Oh
cold
my
snap,
gosh. What was the number that we
600
saw?
and some are over at
Yeah.
Blue Springs yesterday.
Yesterday.
It's a little
Yeah.
warmer today, so
Yeah.
I'm guessing there's less. But Blue Springs State Park they have like a winter tradition where they post a manatee count every day of how many manatees you can see in the park, because they go there if there's this during the winter, during cold snaps, St. John's will get colder, right? But that the springs, the water coming out of the spring stays a steady 72 degrees. So it's a little bit warmer.
Yeah.
And so they all go into little Florida Springs to wait out the cold snap.
And just a PSA, if you are someone who has a boat, please consider putting on one of those cages on your propeller.
Why wouldn't you?
I just saw, I don't know. Because it's not cool, I guess. I don't know.
You know what's not cool? Hitting a manatee.
I just saw this video of one
Slicing up a
manatee that
baby
they've
manatee.
nicknamed Deep Dent because the manatee has a giant gouge in their head from a propeller.
And there's so many people, a lot of those people who are out on their boat all the time are out on their boat because they love Florida. They
Right.
love Florida wildlife. They love being out there.
Yeah,
Yeah, so why?
I don't know.
You can't
I don't
like
know.
make a little pool noodle cage or something around it so it just bounces too. Because then I worry about the cage hitting them and it still hurt.
I don't know.
Can it
I
be
have
like a
heard,
soft cage?
I think I have heard people think that somehow it interrupts the propeller.
Or gets clogged with
Yeah,
things?
I don't know, but it does seem like a no-brainer.
I'd
to
rather
me.
get clogged with seaweed than get clogged with a manatee bullet. Anyway, lots of news over on OrlandoShine.com. News-wise, we're running out of time, but go check out the amateur rib contest at 1010 Brewing on January 10th.
That's always a favorite.
Always a good time. They did ask me to be a rib eater this year, but I'm still on my blood pressure journey. I'm a little worried I would
You
die.
can just have one bite. You don't have to eat the whole thing.
Of like 40 ribs,
yes.
they would kill
You're
me.
okay.
If one bite of 40 ribs is still 20 ribs,
All right, I'll do it for you and describe to you what I'm
and describe
eating.
what you're eating.
Yeah.
No, I'll do it before I let you take it away from. And the DeLand Craft Beer Festival is taking place at January 17th
On my
in downtown
birthday.
DeLand. Scotty's birthday. If you're going to be there, we'll probably be there because there's nothing Scotty would rather do than drink beer on his birthday.
and I love visiting DeLand.
And you love visiting DeLand. So
Yeah.
2 and 2 together makes us drunk. Thanks to the Castle Irish Pub for hosting us today.
We love the castle
thank you.
right in College Park.
It's a happy new year to everybody listening. Thank you for staying with us. We appreciate you. We wouldn't do this without you. And thank you to our sponsors, Mo DeWitt, Orange County Library System, Jim Hobart's Legacy Life Project, and the Orlando Magazine.
And did you say Beth?
Beth Hobart's not advertising on the radio, but thank you to Beth. She's done
but
some
Beth on the website.
Yeah,
And
for
also,
doing
I want to thank you to John for not being here.
Thanks, John. Your dog bit me today. Bye.
From the theme parks to downtown brick streets, from winter garden to sandy bare feet, everywhere the light touches is our kingdom. We're spilling tea